Since everybody is hating on xQc because he posted a react video to a LEMMiNO video, I figured I would use this opportunity to tell my experience of how I made Tectone about $1,500 for free, and also jump into my experience as a reactor myself on my main channel, as well as somebody who's been reacted to. And then later in the video we'll talk about sort of what I think the solution to this whole problem is. Okay, now look, Tectone reacted to one of my videos a couple of months ago and the video did pretty well, but this is not a Tectone hate video. Okay, I am a Tectone enjoyer, I'm a patron of the Steak and Eggs podcast, and I even watched every episode of the Noodle Shop Oh, we don't talk about that one anymore. Okay, my bad. The point is, if you clicked on this video thinking it's going to be a Tectone hate video, I am sorry, you'll have to wait for the trial of Tectone. Surely that's definitely gonna happen soon, right? Anyway, the reason that I'm even talking about this is because SomeOrdineryGamers, aka Mudahar, over on Twitter, or I guess x.com, posted a quote X I'm gonna say quote tweet. We're not doing the X thing, sorry Elon, but basically he called out xQc for posting a almost 2-hour video of him just reacting to LEMMiNO, who posted a video called the Kennedy assassination, and the Kennedy assassination video was like an hour and a half long, so there wasn't too much content really added by our boy Felix. Okay, and you could see here it's got 300,000 views, and the probability that this video is monetized is basically 100%. Then xQc responded in a couple of tweets, and they've gone back and forth since then, but this has effectively reignited the debate as to whether or not react content on YouTube is okay. Now look, I think this is a totally different thing if we're talking about react content on Twitch or on a live stream. A lot of times people are just chilling, and xQc made the point that like live stream content is typically second monitor content anyway. Most of the viewers are probably tabbed out, they're doing something else, and really I don't think that if you're watching a live stream reacting to content that's really a market replacement for the original video. But when you upload the video to YouTube, I think that's where people start to get their feathers ruffled a little bit, okay, because it's effectively stealing LEMMiNO's content, it's competing with that content in the algorithm, and it's basically just a lazy way of stealing an hour and a half video and then making profit off of it. And I think some of those bullet points are somewhat accurate, but it's not really black and white. It's not like react content is always bad and always lazy and original content is always good and should always perform better. I think it's a gray area, so let me explain with my own personal experience. As I mentioned before, I made a video on this channel, my second channel, talking about why you can't criticize free-to-play games, because that's something that I have experience with, and MTash was going through a similar thing. Tectone was commenting on it, so I made a video at it out of curiosity. The video got like 25 views before one of Tectone's moderators on Twitch sent him the video while he was live streaming, and he decided to react to it even though it had a very small amount of views. So shout out to Sintaku, I'm pretty sure that was the mod that sent it to him. But then after Tectone reacted to it, I realized, wait a minute, this actually might go up on his YouTube channel, and it did. It ended up doing really well, 235,000 views. This was posted during sort of the peak of Honkai Star Rail, and as you guys know, Texticles was on his content grinds for Honkai Star Rail, and even still this video got more views than basically every other Honkai Star Rail video that he posted around the time of the launch. So the video that I made, even the other MTash video, didn't perform as well as the one that I made and that he reacted to. Now the title of this video is something about me making Tectone $1,500 for free, and this is what I'm talking about. 235,000 views posted around the time that Honkai Star Rail first launched. I assume that Tectone's RPM, which is effectively the amount of money you make per 1,000 views after YouTube gets their cut, was probably anywhere from $6 to $9. Okay, I know that's a pretty big range. I suspect it was probably 7 or 8, to be honest with you, because this was around the time that Honkai Star Rail came out, and HoYoverse had a massive marketing push on all of social media as well as in real life. I'm here in New York, we had some real life events here, and when games in your niche have a massive marketing push for a given month, typically that drives up your RPM. I know this because on my main channel I post Rise of Kingdoms content, and during the month of Call of Dragons launch my RPM went way up because they're focusing all of their ads on demographics that are most likely to enjoy the content. I suspect that was the case here. So let's just assume that his RPM is $6, right? Like that's on a very conservative low end. Again, I'm assuming here, I don't know the gacha scene, but I suspect that gacha games have a pretty high RPM regardless, because people spend 5-6 figures on it. So of course there are the game companies that are willing to spend a lot of money on the marketing. So 235 times 6 is about 1400, and again, this is super conservative. I suspect that it was more than that. And look, am I upset about the 1500? Not really. Okay, yes, that's almost as much as my main channel makes in a month. Okay, but would my video have gotten 235,000 views? No, I definitely don't think so. Now you can see here that when he reacted, it had 25 views, and it was basically fresh off the press on my channel. I suspect without him reacting to it, it probably would have gotten maximum 200 views, maybe 1,000 if I'm lucky, right, like my first video on the channel did. But you can see here we're sitting at over 4,000 views. So of course him sharing the video during his live stream did push the video out into the algorithm a little bit. It did get a nice little bump from that, and that is great, but it definitely would not have gotten 235,000 views, because the whole point of the video going on Tectone's channel is that people who click it want to know Tectone's thoughts on the topic of the video, Hoyoverse blacklisting him and MTash. Now yes, my video was the vehicle for which he could deliver that information, and perhaps I said things in those video that maybe he couldn't say, or maybe I said things that he also agrees with, but people don't believe him because he's Tectone. Okay, I don't know, but the truth is that my video would have never gotten 235,000 views. Okay, at most you could argue my video would get maybe 10 or 20,000 views, and that's only if the YouTube algorithm picked it up and pushed it in front of Tectone viewers, because I included him in the thumbnail, right? That is the only way that would have happened. So I'm not delusional in thinking that, you know, I would have made $1,500 off of my video. It would not have happened. That's not the case at all. And I think you can make this same argument for something like xQc reacting to LEMMiNO. Now LEMMiNO has a great channel. I've actually watched a lot of his videos, and you can definitely make the argument that some of xQc's viewers who watched this during his stream or watched xQc's replacement would have watched LEMMiNO's video anyway. But what percentage is that? I don't think that all 300,000 people who watched this video would have gone and watched LEMMiNO's video eventually. Okay, so I don't actually think that this is a market replacement. Most of the people who click on this are probably clicking it for xQc, and it just happens to be him reacting to a good video. Now the other argument that you could make is exposure, right? And this is something that we can use my example for. Sure, we could argue that there are some viewers that xQc is stealing from LEMMiNO's original content, but also xQc is basically sharing LEMMiNO's content with a new audience, people that probably wouldn't have watched the video anyway. So you could make the argument that the exposure alone from somebody like xQc is worth a lot of money. Okay, and that's true. He just signed $100 million deal, so clearly his influence is worth a lot of money. But LEMMiNO already has 5 million subscribers. He's actually a really big creator. He doesn't need more exposure, especially because this video got over 4 million views all on its own. Okay, so I don't think that the exposure argument really works here for this example. I don't think you could say, oh, xQc is innocent because he's giving free promotion. That's not the case. Now in my example, you could make the argument that because Tectone linked me in the okay, so Tectone forgot to link my channel. Surely it's in the pinned all right, so they didn't promote my channel at all, and they didn't even use the name of my channel. Like there would be literally no way for someone to find my channel after Tectone reacted to it without literally typing in the name of my channel that you see in the video down in the corner. So yeah, I got 240 subscribers out of that. And look, this is, again, my second channel. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. Would I have liked to be credited in the description at least? Sure, especially because I'm not making any money off of it. So for me, yes, the exposure thing would have been nice. He did share my video in his Twitch chat when he reacted to it at first, but there was, I think, maybe 8,000 people there when he reacted to it, and the video got 235,000 views. So I think it would have been way more beneficial to me to be in the description here, but it is what it is. And look, if Tectone is somehow watching this, if you feel bad, listen, brother, I'll take how about this? You get me a nice discount on a Starforge system. I unbox it on my main channel. I tell everybody that you sent it to me. It's more free content for me. It's maybe React content for you. It's free marketing for Starforge. I'll even wear my Gamer Subs t-shirt. I know you've been looking at it the whole time. Overall though, I would say that a lot of times, if there is a big disparity between the size of the content creator reacting and the channel that they're reacting to, I think the exposure is probably a good thing, if of course the exposure is actually given in the description. And look, I'm not mad at Tectone. I know for sure he did not post this video himself. Okay, he's got an editor. I tried to reach out to the Twitch mod to see if maybe they could slide my link in there or something like that. The Twitch mod couldn't reach out to the person responsible. I don't know, but I just kind of gave up with it. After the first few days, all the views were basically there anyway, so missed the boat regardless. And again, I really can't complain because the fourth most popular video on my main channel is a reaction to Rise of Kingdoms ads. Now, the reason I feel like this is morally okay is because nobody willingly watches ads. They are definitely watching this for my reaction to the ads, right? That's my assumption, unless you literally want to watch Rise of Kingdoms. I mean, they're horrible, right? Like, everyone knows that, of course. So okay, we came to the conclusion that exposure is really valuable if there is a big difference between the size of the creators. If there's not a big size difference, or if the original content owner is already sufficiently large all on his own, then that really doesn't make sense. So what is the answer here? I think the answer is revenue sharing. I think that would be sort of the best of all worlds. Okay, because should xQc really be allowed to profit off of LEMMiNO's video based on the amount of effort he put into it? Well, xQc put in maybe 0.1% of the effort that LEMMiNO did and got 300k views for free, right? So I don't think he should be able to profit off of that. Now, xQc doesn't need that money anyway. Our boy is ballin'. So I really don't think, and honestly, xQc even mentioned this here, like, he does not care about the amount of money. It is irrelevant to him. Okay, his money problems are solved for generations. xQc's kids don't have to worry about money, and their kids probably don't have to worry about money either, depending on the whole gambling thing and how that turns out, but we're not going to go down that road. So for xQc's case, again, he doesn't care about the revenue, and LEMMiNO probably doesn't care that much about the revenue, although it definitely means more to LEMMiNO than it does to xQc, who is sufficiently more wealthy, I assume. But I think a revenue split thing would be totally fine, whether you call it 50-50 down the middle, whether you give 60% to the original creator and 40 to the reactor, or 70-30. I think somewhere around there would be nice. I think that solves all the problems, and I think it's the job of YouTube as a platform to implement a tool to do this. Now, that's a gargantuan task, but they already have sort of a content identifying system built in for things like channel networks that allow, these bigger companies to essentially make copyright claims on other creators' content that matches your content one-to-one, or a majority of your content, or whatever. This is how the automated system works for finding music in videos, right? So this system kind of already exists. It's just we should have a way of giving that to all creators on the platform. Like, I think that is fair. Now, you do run into the issue of false copyright claims, and that's already a problem on YouTube. It's gotten better, I think, over the last couple of years, but it is definitely still a problem. And if somebody uses World of Warcraft music in their video, and then that video gets reacted to, and then you as the original creator claim the reaction content as yours, you kind of can't, because there's World of Warcraft music in it and you don't actually own that. So like, who gets the revenue for that if World of Warcraft decides to claim all the video, right? So there is a rabbit hole, and I think that this is a very complex problem for YouTube to solve, but I really hope that they're at least working on it on the back end. I think that would literally solve this problem entirely. Everyone gets a cut of the revenue, the small channels get exposure, the big channels make their money, and the reactors get to continue reacting and hopefully at least adding some value. I think reactions are great. I watch Asmongold all the time. I don't play Diablo 4, and I still have watched some of his Diablo 4 videos where he reacts to like Darth microtransaction, for example. So like I see the value in React content, and I think just saying that it should go away, it's not a good answer, and it's also not going to happen. React content has been around forever, and it is what it is. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. It really helps out the channel a ton. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content on my second channel. Click the bell to be notified, and comment down below your thoughts on React content. With that being said guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.